anyone know what Aventurine is, by the way? Does anyone not know what Aventurine is? Aventurine is a green quartz crystal. It's like similar to appearance of jade. And this was just like something that I came up with when I was first building my model with Numerai. It's supposed to bring like wealth and good luck. I'm just waiting for the wealth part still. So yeah, and I just also wanted to point out that this entire presentation was built by my personal OpenClaw assistant because I waited until last night at like midnight to try to put this together. So I'm going to go through two different sections here. The first is just an introduction to Numerai for those that might not be aware of what Numerai is and like how the tournaments are set up. And then I'm going to be going over some recent updates, both Numerai's recent updates as well as the council's recent updates as well. And so it's just going to be like a super broad overview. Usually I would go through a little bit more in depth around like modeling and the scoring and stuff like that, but since we have a bunch of workshops and other people talking today, I'm just going to keep it like super brief and you can go in there and do your own research on that. But what is Numerai? Numerai, like Joe said, is a crowdsourced hedge fund. It was founded in 2015 by Richard Craig. The AUM from the last numbers that we got is a little bit above 500 million, and they trade in over 30 global markets. And thousands of data scientists around the world, both anonymous and non-anonymous, build machine learning models to predict the stock market, which Numerai trades. Those predictions that the data scientists submit, they're all combined into what they call a stake-weighted meta model, and that's the real capital that they use. And by stake-weighted, I mean that as a data scientist, if you have a lot of conviction in your models, you can buy their cryptocurrency, which is NMR, and stake that behind your model, and that's what you use to earn or burn in the tournaments, but that is not a requirement. They recently did a Series C of $30 million at a $500 million valuation at the end of last year, and they're backed by some large university endowments and some other major VCs. So here's a little bit more numbers here. Their net return was around 25%. A couple years ago, they did have, what year was it that they had a pretty bad year? It was, yeah, the year before they had a pretty bad year, but they've been on the up and up since then. There's over 1 million of the NMR tokens that are currently staked by data scientists in the tournaments, and just at the end of last year as well, JP Morgan announced that they're going to that they have a $500 million capacity to push into Numerai, which is pretty big news. There's three different tournaments here. The first being what we call the classic tournament, where you're predicting stock returns using Numerai's obfuscated data sets. It's also called like the main tournament. You have the signals tournament, which is where you bring your own data in and signals on global equities. And then lastly is the crypto tournament, where you're doing the same thing as signals, but doing it with crypto instead of with global stocks. But all three share that same core loop. You get your data, build your model, submit predictions, get scored, and if you're staking, you can earn or burn. The data in the main tournament is a very large, free, high-quality financial data set that's clean, regularized, and obfuscated. The current version is here, and it's set up with rows and columns, and arrows represent weeks. But the IDs of these features, you don't know exactly, you're not able to actually figure out what stocks these are based on that. And your predictions that you're submitting are targets that are ranging from 0 to 1, which is a measure of future stock returns over 20 days. And again, signals is bringing your own data. So any data source that you have, any feature set that you want to use, you can use that to submit for that. As far as modeling goes, this is where the fun is at. your main objective is to predict the target, giving the features using any ML approach that you want. So the common models and some of the example models that they use like GDM. We've seen people talk about using XGBoost, also neural nets, ensembles. You can essentially choose any kind of framework that you want to submit that you think would do well in the tournament. The one thing to look at is that some of those key metrics that you're optimizing for aren't just correlation. You're also scored on what Numerai calls the meta-model contribution, or MMC. This is your model's uniqueness compared to everyone else. You can use feature engineering, target blending, neutralization. Again, pretty much you can do anything that you want that you feel will work good with the data set. And as of this year, AI agents can now run autonomous research loops using Numerai skills, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Your submissions are here. They're released daily. You generate those new predictions. Typically, to make things easier, what you do is you create a cloud pickle file of your model and upload that, and then everything is automated from there. And scoring takes about a month, which is 20 business days of stock returns. Again, a little bit on the scoring. For the classic and crypto, you have correlation and MMC. And again, MMC is how much your model improves the overall ensemble, the overall meta model. And then your signals scoring is over there. As far as staking goes, you can stake NMR on your model to earn a burn based on your performance. NMR itself is a token, it's a fixed supply token that was created in 2017 and airdropped to previous participants in their tournaments. When you have positive scores, you earn more NMR, and of course, if you give bad predictions, then NMR is burned on chain. And that's why they use cryptocurrency instead of a regular currency, because you can't, I guess you could burn regular currency, but it's easier to do this through a smart contract with cryptocurrency. And Numerai calls this skin in the game. But again, it's not something that is required to participate, but staking is how you would earn some sort of passive income by participating. So that's it. As far as the tournament goes, you can go in and into the Numerai docs and get more information on it, and depending on what skills you're good at, you can participate in 1, 2, or all 3 tournaments. So I'll go over real quick the recent Numerai updates. NumerCon just happened at the end of January in San Francisco. There was attendees from over 12 different countries. They had Kaggle Grandmasters, Numerai Grandmasters, and engineers from every major tech company that you can think of. Some of the recent major announcements are agents, the Numerai MCP and skills, what they're calling atomic staking, and a 4th new tournament called the Risk Tournament, and they also announced a $1 million NMR buyback, which is actually their 2nd one. They did one as well last year. And if you're interested in looking at all those different recordings, they're all there at that website. So really, Numerai's been pushing pretty hard on now being built for AI agents around autonomous research, prediction, and staking. I myself was an active builder of models from 2020 until 2023, and things got pretty busy for me. But with the recent push to AI and how easy it is to now model build with things like OpenClaw and Cloud Code and all that good stuff, I actually trained an OpenClaw assistant on the Numerai docs and their blog posts and the example models, and essentially prompted it to help me build a new model for their current data set and had it automatically submit that model to the tournament, which I'm now watching for scores. But I wrote 0 code of the most recent model that I submitted. So we'll see how that goes. But you can see Numerai Skills is an open source framework, and coding expert workflows for agents. You can actually now connect directly to the Numerai MCP. I don't believe you can do that with like OpenClaw yet. I don't think they have like a native like MCP connection support that I know of yet. But if you use, I believe like Codex or like Claude CLI or anything like that, you can connect directly to their MCP and be able to talk with an agent to help you do some model building. And this is for the like main classic tournament. Am I good on time?
5 more minutes.
Okay, cool, perfect. Skills and MCPs. So they have a skills MV file. It defines research workflows and agents can execute autonomously. They have multi-hour research loops, design experiments. You can train, evaluate, report, and upload all through the MCP. It's open source and it is customizable. So you can actually encode your own research style into this MCP. And again, it'll help you create models. You can upload those predictions. You can run diagnostics and retrieve performance metrics before you submit. I think I did mine through OpenClaw in like 2 hours and built like an entire pipeline. So it's really quick. And actually after that, I created another 9 model slots just by telling it that I wanted something different than the one that I submitted. And then it helped me break down like another 9 models. So Numerai really believes that over the next couple of years that more than 90% of the models that are going to be submitted to Numerai will probably be made by the help of AI agents. So to talk about some of the new tournaments and the fun rebrand, Numerai Risk is predicting residual volatility. It is ML-driven uncertainty estimation, and it feeds a dedicated risk meta model. And it's going to be launching a little bit later this year. And they rebranded their main fund from Numerai 1 to Numerai Sigil. Their other fund, Numerai Supreme, is continuing, and then they have a new fund now called the Numerai Singularity. I don't know if that matters to any of us or not. I mean, these are funds for institutional investors who definitely don't have the money to be investing in these, but just wanted to give you those updates. As far as atomic staking goes, this is for people that have a non-custodial wallet. Currently in their setup that they have now, when you create an account on Numerai, it creates an embedded crypto wallet that's directly tied to your account, which you don't have control over those keys for. So usually what you would do is you would buy the token in like an exchange, and then you would have to send those funds over into your embedded wallet and then use those to stake in the tournament. Coming around July 4th, all these stakes are going to be moving back on chain. You're able to bring your own wallet, so if you use things like Rabi or MetaMask or anything like that, you'll be able to directly connect your non-custodial wallet to your accounts, and you'll have a bit more flexible stake management. And if you're not really into the volatility of typical crypto tokens, they are going to have a USDC staking option. The payout, from what I understand, is not going to be as high as what it would be for NMR, but if you are trying to be a little bit more risk adverse as far as crypto tokens go, you can stake in this USDC. But the burns will still be in NMR. And again, around the buyback, they did buy back $1 million USD worth of the token. And it was the second buyback from what they did last year. Here's some of the, quickly, like the season payout updates between all 3 of the tournaments. I know we only have like about another minute or so, so I'm just going to jump over to some of the media and community stuff that we've been building real quick. Richard's been going on a media firestorm recently. He's had some pretty large-scale articles and like chats he's been having through like podcasts and things like that recently since NumerCon. Numerai itself is hiring engineering and research roles, And as far as what we have built really recently, we just built this new NMR dashboard if you're interested in looking. And as far as the Council of Elders' recent updates, we're here now in Vienna. We've recently gotten a $250,000 new funding for the COE to support ongoing community initiatives. We are going to be doing a new Council of Elders election pretty soon. All 7 members of the council are eligible to run for re-election, and we're actually going to be expanding from 7 seats to 9 seats now that we have a larger amount of funding. And as far as quarterly community rewards, we're actually going to be launching a new quarterly community reward program, and we should have some more information on that soon. And as Joe said, we are going to be going to Tokyo next. And that's really it. The future is autonomous. Numerai is like really pushing hard on their agents and MCPs. So if you're not a data scientist, I was not a data scientist before. I had to learn a lot of this stuff myself. Just connect into their MCP and it'll help you. Is there any questions before I end?